This is audio file 29 from the question and answer book The Mancharians' Newest Civilization. The answers to the questions deal with people's disappointments from encounters with religion, and also cover the intrinsic fears people can have in their souls. On the more positive side of my questions, we have answers to the effect people can have on plant and animal life from a special love some people radiate out into their surrounding. The information you will hear now is taken from the question and answer book, called The Mancharians' Newest Civilization. All sessions were recorded in 1995 in Tempe, Arizona. We offer these audio files as a free gift under the Creative Fair Use copyright rules. The text in spoken words may therefore be freely copied, distributed, and stored in any electronic format, provided no text is altered, and the authors' names are not removed from quotations of any length. All commercial copyrights are reserved by the publisher. Director, thank you. Of course, disappointments in the religious arena abound, and consequently many become either self-proclaimed atheists or agnostics. Do you have a word for these kinds of lost sheep? Mancharians, indeed. Stop blaming other people for your own short-sightedness. For it is not their doing you are at the place you're at. For you have created your own situation, shall we say. Best to get to the river and find your boat, lest you be left behind. For you do no one a service, especially yourself. And if you think indeed you may hurt yourselves and hurt others, you are positively right. Director, thank you. Humanity fears many things on this planet. Many fears are subconscious and others are at the full point of awareness. They are fearful of money problems, job loss, accidents, crime, and disease. What advice can you give to get people out of this mindset of fear? Mancharians, in order then to overcome your negative understanding or misperception, you must perform yourselves to be duty-bound unto the growth and your full hookup. You need again to find your boat. You need again to get out of your capsule of religious commitment. Stop retracting your growth and begin extracting yourself into the positiveness and the joy of the universe. When you find yourselves elevated, you find yourselves becoming less fragmented. The more truth you embrace, the more elevated you become in your understanding, thereby pulling each of your fragmented parts of consciousnesses in from altered dimensions, even on the same dimensions as the one you're on, but be perhaps of a different aspect or nature. As you begin to pull your fragmented consciousnesses together, even 2 or 3 at a time, you will find your understanding of truth will begin in fact, to set you free. And all the negative fears will rule themselves in halves and in quarters and in eighths and in sixteenths, until you find they are no longer there. And the same with your frustrations and your angers. This is why the messenger said, "My people die from lack of knowledge." Proceed. Director, thank you. Can we then truthfully say, that fear and an overinflated ego prevent people from developing a love for truth? Mancharians, again, we feel we should apologize, for we have not expressed ourselves in the proper manner to have been given such a question. Fear here, we feel we have explained adequately in the previous question. An ego is simply a conglomeration of the fears and the frustrations and the pride, and so on. You do get our point? Of course, as you expand in your consciousnesses, and bring your fragmentations back into place, it is much like bringing your mind back together, after almost losing it. And by all means, when you do that, you can certainly understand, how with the fragmented pieces brought back intact, that your understanding will open up and you will begin to remember in your mind, and here we do switch back and forth, using mind as an allegory. And as you remember with your mind, you find that much fear and ego consciousness is mere foolishness. This, of course, and in concluding this epic of this journey, we will expressly say to you and your people, this is the main symptom of fear and ego and what to do about it and whether it will be done. But in essence, fears are too built up throughout experiences which cannot be remembered, therefore not be understood of how to be dealt with. And here we would advise that you get yourself what you call a soul reading from your records by someone experienced and given the key to such. For the betterment of your understanding needs to expand your consciousnesses. And when you do this, you will find you are liberating yourself at a tenacious pace. Proceed at your leisure. Director, thank you. Now on to a more positive note. We have been told that the positive love energy radiating from some people has a profound effect toward the well-being of plant life around them, be it a lady of the home, looking after her flowers with love, or a farmer having helped the crops grow healthily after blessing the ground and his fields with affection. Can you please explain this effect? Mancharians, indeed. This is one of the simpler concepts. We delight in this indeed. For the love toward plants or crops is simply an expression toward your life force as your chakras begin turning and radiating out and activating that life force through your auras. This is why you see pictures with people's auras. And some may be blue and green and beautiful colors, or reds and oranges and yellows. Yet others you see as astringent white, the very inner core is being radiated out in pictorial essence. And it is this very inner core, the very radiance of the life itself that networks throughout the atmosphere and permeates through each individual, as you would put it, molecule. Through the dirt and the rocks you will see a great change in all things. For in fact, what is being recognized here, is adding the life essence of those particular entities to the life essence that radiates out from Mother Earth. So instead of always taking, you're giving and putting in. It is like you are the rain and the sunshine all at once. Director, indeed. Can we then also say that the same love energy also affects the toxicity of the air we breathe, seeing that the air around us is made up of inorganic material? Mancharians, no. We would not say that this would affect the toxicity of the air around you. However, when you are alive and permeate outward from your space, it is such as blessing your space, to make sure no contagion begins to destroy the molecular structure of your body. Director, all right. To what extent is one person, after having raised his or her life frequency to that of a pleasant truth-loving person, effective in breaking down the blanket of darkness and negativity? Mancharians, each individual, which comes to recognition within its own life essence, does its own duty of the pulling down of the truth and the pulling up of the population. However, here again, we must refer you to the consciousness, to the gathering together of individuals, who by then are no longer individual through the attachment of their higher selves and to that of other individuals. Not so much because gathering in groups all in one house, this is not necessary. But the activity of gathering once they have attached with their higher selves into the complete and fullness of the group consciousnesses of different frequencies, which help then to bring down those group frequencies. Here again you need group effort, and there are few on your planet capable of this in comparison to the overall population. Do not hold your breaths. Get to work. End of file 29. Our presence on internet is freeearthsystem.net. Also, starshipfederation.atspace.com.co.uk. My presence on Facebook is facebook.com/Sentana-Ries. It is our intent to present to you listeners the words of the Mancharians from the book, The Mancharians' Newest Civilization, in audio segments of approximately 5 to 9 minutes in length. Enjoy listening to the words of our evolved forefathers.